Welcome to 82 Toothpicks, a podcast from the Huizenga Law Firm. I'm Thad, and I'm joined by Ethan and Joselyn as we break down our favorite movies and uncover the estate planning gems hidden within them. From comedies and dramas to family sagas, we're talking about the films we love and the legacy lessons they teach. So grab your popcorn, settle in, and let's talk about the movie. We're continuing our theme today on the podcast of mid-90s Academy Award winners, which must be my favorite genre because this is, again, a movie I picked, right?
We were watching this last night, Amber and I, and not this Amber, my Amber.
Yeah.
And she literally said to me, well, Thad's got a type.
Yeah. As we've been going through this, I really think, I was either born in the wrong era, or I tell you constantly, like, movies peaked. All of my favorite ones pretty much stop in like 2004, right?
Yeah, it's...
Amber, what are we talking about today?
We are talking about Good Will Hunting.
Of course we are.
Of course we are. Okay.
I'm walking here.
Okay. Had you ever seen this movie before?
He's not a knack.
I had apparently, but I had forgotten the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like I saw the first two scenes and I remembered it. Like, I was still surprised by the ending.
Really?
So I've like watched it again for the second time, I guess.
What do you think, Jocelyn?
It was better than I thought.
Okay.
I've never seen it before.
Oh, hey.
I also had never seen it before.
You'd never... Oh, I didn't know that.
Nope.
Okay. I thought this was one we'd all seen.
Like, I've seen little bits of it, like,
Sure.
you know, hotel,
Yeah.
well, you know, gets
I
on
had
the TV
no
or whatever.
idea what to expect.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Either.
Okay.
It made
So
me miss
the title
Robin Williams.
the title doesn't
Oh,
give
me
anything
too.
away.
Me
Yeah.
too.
The title does
Not
not
like I
give
talk to
anything
him
away.
every
You're
day,
right.
but like
Yeah, no,
I was
for,
like, he was
an
good. Yes.
icon.
he was so good.
Such a, I mean, just phenomenal actor.
But then it also reminded me how much I don't like Ben Affleck. Like I was like,
You've said that before.
have I?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's just so douchey.
Do you know he won an Oscar?
For this movie?
He won an award for this movie?
Robin Williams did?
No.
So
Well, yes,
Okay.
but I'm talking about Ben Affleck.
Affleck and Damon wrote it,
Yeah.
and they won Best Screenplay.
Oh, they did?
Ben Affleck also won Up and Coming Actor.
Oh, hey.
In this
Like-
movie? Did anybody else notice his teeth? He obviously had work done since then.
Okay.
He's also a lot older,
Yeah.
you know,
I'm
because
just
that was
saying.
30 years ago.
Yeah.
Was it 98?
97.
Were you even born that? I know you weren't.
I was born.
Nope, I wasn't.
I was 3 years old.
He was born.
Ah, little Thad.
Yep.
Little
Little
Thad.
3-year-old.
I wasn't
wonder
watching
what
this
Thad
movie.
was like when he was 3. Probably had the
Shorter.
same hair. But probably the same hair. Right? Don't you think?
I was a blonde little kid.
Was it
No
curly
way.
though?
Blonde and
Curly
curly.
little blonde guy.
Yeah.
Pretty little baby.
Whoa.
Good Will
Who
Hunting.
wants to give the summary? What was
Not
this movie
I.
about?
Not it.
You're up,
Amber, I feel like it
girlfriend.
defaults to you a
I
lot.
do
I
it
can
every
do it this week.
time.
Okay, I'll do it this
I
week.
do it every time.
It's too much weight to carry.
Too much weight to carry. Okay, so the film is about
Fingers hurt.
okay, there's multiple plots going on. That's one of the things I like about it, right? Essentially, it's about this kid who's incredibly gifted, right? And he gets involved in the wrong crowd. And he has two mentors who enter into his life kind of by mistake. He solves a problem on a whiteboard. Somebody notices it
It's definitely
and
a
decides
chalkboard.
to... It's a whiteboard.
Nope.
Oh,
It's
chalkboard.
absolutely
In the
chalkboard.
90s, there was no
my guy.
there was no whiteboards.
Yeah, there were whiteboards in the 90s.
He used projector transparencies to
Whatever.
solve
He was
problems.
writing on
Okay,
a
no,
chalkboard in the
So
hallway.
there's a scene where he's using an expo marker on a mirror, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
okay.
true.
So, okay,
It's okay,
chalkboard in the hallway
Get it
at
right,
MIT.
get a price.
And when he gets in a street fight, the judge sentences him to prison. But an MIT professor steps in and says, hey, what if we do some counseling? What if I take him in as like a mentee? And the judge agrees to this. So the film is about the development of this character in breaking down his barriers while also watching the mentors kind of put their own wants and needs aside to help him. Right?
Sure.
Am I leaving anything out?
I mean, basically, I watched this movie and was like, this movie does not have a plot. I do not know what is going to
What?
happen at the end. And then we got to
Yeah.
like 2 minutes before the end, and I went, well, he's absolutely going to go back to the girl.
Right. I was the same
And Amber
way.
was like, I don't know if he is. I
This
think he's going
movie
to die.
doesn't have a plot.
Like-
I couldn't decide if he was gonna like take that job and actually like be somebody and not like a hood rat, or if he was going to go back to the girl. And I was kind of shocked that he chose the girl because I don't feel like that was like typically him.
Yeah, that's
you know
the
what I mean?
point.
Yeah,
That's
the
the
point was-
development.
I
The
know,
point
but it
was
was
that
like-
one moment where he hugs Sean
Yep.
Is that Robin?
Yep.
Yeah.
And cries?
and cries.
Yeah.
That change that's the moment where his whole character shifts, and then from that moment forward, it was obvious what was going to happen next.
Yeah.
But there was I could not find a plot. This was
I found a plot.
This was a
It's because you're an 8.
this was a character
I found a
Movie.
plot.
Yeah, for sure. It was a
which
character
which
movie.
is great. I love that. It was like
Yeah.
my experience watching this movie was I really like all of these people.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. Every character that we encounter watching the movie, I'm like, that's a great character.
Mm-hmm.
And I could not figure out the story.
The girlfriend, Skylar,
Mhm.
I was listening to it and I was like, where have I heard her voice before? And then she laughed and I was like, that is Jane on Tarzan.
Was it really?
Yes. She
No.
laughed and I
Wow.
was like,
way.
I've heard that before. What is this girl off of? And I refused to Google it until
Yeah.
I figured it out. And so then I wouldn't look at her so I could just hear it. And I was like, that is Jane. And it is.
Huh.
That's so.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So like go back and listen to it. And if you know Tarzan, you'll pick up
Well,
on
it's
it.
the greatest Disney movie ever, so of course we know it.
I do love Tarzan.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Last night we played the tearing up the campsite video for Elliot. I love
Did
that
he
song.
love it?
Oh yeah,
For
he was giggling.
Elliot.
It was great.
His baby-
Elliot's 7 days old. He loved it.
7 weeks today. Is that nuts?
That's nuts.
Aw.
Okay. Enough about me. So this is a character development movie for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay. So
And the story, to
Sure.
the extent there's a story, is literally about the relationships.
Mhm.
That's the whole point of this movie is the relationships and how they change and develop.
Sure.
Because there's moments, right? And that's why I felt like there really wasn't a story. You were following Will
Mhm.
through his character arc, but you weren't. It didn't start with a problem that the hero has to solve, and then yes, there's math, but that's not part of the
I guess
Well,
that's
the
story.
the problem
that's
is
a
the
character
people
trait for him,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ben Affleck's character, whose name I cannot remember.
It's got to be like Joey.
Ricky,
Giuseppe.
Marty,
Marty.
something like that.
It's
Go ahead.
Geralt.
How about when he names all of his brothers?
Yeah.
There's that moment where they're outside after they're doing this construction job, the demolition job, and they're talking,
Oh.
drinking beer next to the truck, car, whatever.
Mhm.
And he's like, if you're still here doing construction
In 20
in
years.
20 years, I will kill you.
Mhm.
And Will's like, what? He
Mhm.
never, like, that's kind of the nudge he needs to kind of commit
Because he
to
didn't
Sean.
have that like growing up. Like he didn't. He
Right.
just was like, I'll just live here for like, why wouldn't I?
Yeah, right. But
What
there's
else am I
also
gonna do?
he like, because his whole thing with Sean and the professor,
Jerry.
Jerry, his whole thing with both of them is what you want isn't what I want.
Mhm.
And just I get that you see that I can do this crazy complicated math, but that's not important to me and it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
I want to do something meaningful.
Mhm.
Mopping floors can be meaningful. And he has this conversation with his friend and he's like, you have a thing I can never have and will never have. And if you waste it, I will kill you.
So he used this line. He says, "You're sitting on a winning lottery ticket."
Yeah.
Which is funny because the whole movie, Sean is like buying lottery tickets.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like in the physical form.
Yeah.
So it's not this jealousy thing. It's this everybody around him can see his potential. And it's up to him to decide to use that potential or not.
Mhm.
Right? But nobody can make him use it. The
Yeah.
point is, how do we guide him towards that?
Right. And that's the point of conflict
Mhm.
in the relationship between Sean and Jerry, right? Because they were
Yeah.
roommates and Jerry made something of himself and Sean spiraled after his wife died from cancer, right? Like, so their conflict is I maximize my potential. You threw it away because they were peers
Yep.
in their graduate studies. And that's a fascinating layer to the way they approach Will
Yeah.
and his giftedness.
Mhm.
I'm just engulfed.
It's
in
heavy
my
stuff,
scent
right?
Over here, I'm like,
It's heavy stuff. I love the scene where they're drinking beer though. Well, that doesn't narrow it down.
Yeah, I was like,
where they're
what?
where they're
Which
okay, when Affleck
Be
and
more
Damon
specific.
are talking about Damon's future, right?
Sure.
I'm going to wake up. I'm going to be 50 someday if you're still here, right? They have this interaction that I saw this movie in high school, and it impacted every like conversation I've had with my friends since then. He says, "So, what's going on with you and that girl?" And he goes, we broke up." And he goes, that sucks." And then they move on. And that's the whole discussion, right? Now, how can this possibly impact my conversations today, right? It's this idea that masculine conversation can be about romantic topics, right? But it's uncomfortable for most guys. And Affleck's character is showing, I care about you and what you're going through. But if you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to. Just know I'm here for you and I'm going to be here with you through it, right? That's what we talked about in book club the other day, right? Like, it's not about fixing the problem. It's just knowing that there's somebody with you going through that problem as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, having somebody alongside.
Yeah.
And that's a much more organic, I'm going to say, organic. So Sean is doing the same thing, showing vulnerability and teaching, right? He's counseling Will around to a place of vulnerability because Will is so locked in that as a defense mechanism, he can't, he's not, he doesn't connect with other people, right? He tells Skylar, I don't love you. And we all know
Yeah, that was sad.
that's a lie,
That whole
but
part
he
was really
can't
hard.
because that vulnerability is a flaw to him because every time he's been vulnerable, it hurt him. And so when Ben Affleck's character is authentic and vulnerable, that's the nudge that he needs to then come around to the moment with Sean towards the end when he breaks down and right, Sean says, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Like it's like they're coming at it from two different angles, but it's the same message.
And I think he needed that too from both angles, because I think if he had just one of those mentors, it would not have been as impactful. I think working together, that's what he needed, like that whole picture of it.
Do you guys have favorite characters?
Yes, I knew you were going to ask this question.
Okay.
I was
who'd you pick?
preparing.
Sure.
Will's best friend. Like you brought it up.
Ben Affleck's character,
Um,
the guy who drives him around all the
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I was getting them
time.
confused.
We just learned that Amber doesn't know who Ben Affleck is.
I was looking at her like, just say you don't know who he is.
I thought Ben Affleck. I'm not going to say who
You
I
thought
he was.
Matt Damon was Ben Affleck.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just know Robin Williams. I know all those names. I just don't know whose face is whose.
Matt Damon was the main character, was Will.
Okay.
Ben Affleck was his friend with the poofy hair.
Yeah, who would pick him up and bring him coffee.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my favorite
And I
character.
think they're like best friends in real life.
They've done so
For
many
real?
movies together.
Yep.
Aw.
Yeah.
And
Pearl
Robin
Harbor.
Williams is the teacher.
Nice.
Robin Williams is the
Yeah,
teacher.
who's-
guy.
He's the psychologist.
Whatever.
Who's the mathematician guy?
Jerry.
Stellan Skarsgård.
I don't
That's
know
who I
that is.
thought was the other
Oh,
guy.
Was which
I
guy?
actually just looked it up
Sean?
because I couldn't remember his name. I knew his last name was Skarsgård, and I couldn't remember his first name. It's
what else
Stellan
is he in?
Skarsgård.
Is he in anything?
What's
good?
his first name?
Stellan, Stellan. He's
I'm
the
Stellan.
scientist who.
I'm wearing pants.
Do you know how many of those I had to cut out last week?
I'm so sorry.
I don't even. Did we do one last week?
Notebook.
Oh,
Ethan, you may
we should
continue.
have used that on that one. That would have been better. Carry on, my wayward son.
He is the scientist in the Avengers who uses the Tesseract to open the portal in the sky. Among other things. He's in a lot of things.
Gotcha.
Never seen it. So we're gonna put that
Okay,
on.
so
Well,
your favorite
anyway.
character is
Selvig. Dr. Selvig. That's his name.
Is
Sorry.
Will's best
Then
friend,
Alan.
who is Ben Affleck.
Sure. Yeah. What'd you like about him?
I like that he was, like Ethan was just talking about that scene when they were doing construction. He's like, I'm going to be so ticked if you're still here in 20 years. Like,
Sure.
I feel like he needed like that kind of tough love, and he wasn't afraid to like beat around the bush. He's like, oh, we're friends. You know, I'm going to say things in like a nice, gentle way. He's like, no, this is the reality, and this is, I need to be kind of like, I don't know. It was a little bit mean, obviously, but like,
Sure.
I think
Tough love.
it was tough love. And like he got him coffee almost every day, and he drove him around. And when they're together, like they make fun of each other and call each other names, but I think they genuinely like do love each other as friends.
Yeah,
they
he's
say that.
pouring into.
Yeah.
And they say that when the psychologist or whatever and the teacher are talking, and he's like, why does he hang around those stupid kids? And he's like, because if he said so, they would kill you if he needed them to. That's why. And that's
Loyalty,
like,
Jerry.
Loyalty.
yeah.
Loyalty,
And
Jerry.
that I felt like was,
I like the part too when he said my favorite part of the day is that 10-second walk up to your front door because I
Yes.
hope every time I knock that you're gone.
I thought that was huge.
Yeah, that was so
that,
powerful.
like I thought about that line for probably 10 minutes after he delivered it.
That's a big
like
deal.
when he does go to his house then and sees that he's gone, and you can see it that he's like,
And he's
sad, but
starting
then
to
he's
put
like,
it together.
He's gone.
And he's
And
like,
he's happy
oh,
for
Yes.
he's
him.
gone.
Yeah.
And you see him realize
Yeah.
and his whole demeanor changes.
Yeah.
And it's like
And none
this-
of it's like self-centered either. Like,
No.
oh, I
Right.
wish I could get out of here. I wish
Right.
I would have gone with Will.
Or like
he's
he's
like
mad-
genuinely
or he's-
happy for Will.
Yeah, he's not mad at his friend for being better than him.
Right.
in a way,
or like
you know.
leaving without saying goodbye.
Right.
because that's what he says, right? That's
Yeah.
why that line was so impactful. He's like, every day, that 10 seconds between when I walk up to your door, I'm just hoping you're not here.
Right.
Yeah.
And you haven't left a note. You didn't tell anybody where you were going. Like, that's so thick.
That's a good
I
friend.
think that's probably my favorite line from the whole movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. That's why it's my favorite.
Ted, who's your favorite character?
Probably Sean.
Okay.
Sean's
Is that
a good
Robin?
pick.
Yeah, that's Robin Williams. So, back to Chucky. That's
Who's Chucky?
Chucky's Ben Affleck's character. It
Oh.
shows them doing things throughout the movie.
what I
Like
was
this,
like,
the scene
what?
where they're in the batting cage. There's
yeah.
two dudes goofing around, and he like hits him with a fastball. Like,
oh yeah.
like I will charge the plate, and he
Yes.
because his brain like it's these two grown men with
Yeah.
adult jobs, and they're like, "What are we doing tonight? Like batting cages or bar?" Like,
Yeah.
We're going to the bar.
yeah, exactly. No, my favorite character, Sean. Sean's first of all, the contrast between him and the other shrinks that
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible.
Will is dealing with.
Yeah.
He just kind of looks at the problem in the face and says, "I'm the only way to get through to this guy is to be real with him." It's like, what do you do? I lift free weights. How much do you bench? 285. What do you bench?
Yeah.
Like,
And
and
Will
he just
goes,
changes the subject.
Yes.
Yeah. Like-
Afternoon delight.
Like I
liked that
am
part.
not
That's
gonna
funny.
get. I'm not gonna get through to this kid unless I'm 100% honest with him, because
And-
he doesn't care. He sees through everything.
and you know that's coming.
Yeah.
Because he says it.
Yep.
You see him lecturing,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, "Why does trust matter in your relationship with a client?" And the whole rest of the movie
Mm-hmm.
is building trust.
Yep.
It's really cool.
But I like. It's not about what Sean teaches Will. It's about what Will teaches Sean through a lot of it.
Oh yeah.
At the end, I'm gonna take a new hand. I'm gonna put my chips on the table. Right. There's a scene where he's in the bar that he frequents, and he tells the joke, and he says, "Don't forget the coffee." And somebody's like, "That didn't happen to you." He goes, "Yeah, it's a joke. It's better if you tell it in the first person." Like, this is a joke that he had learned in his counseling
Yeah.
session from Will. Like the development that he goes under, I think, is almost just as important as Will's.
I like
Yeah.
I like it because Will leaves, right? He
Mhm.
he goes to California at the end.
Stole my line.
That I loved that. I loved
And-
that part.
And Sean also leaves.
Mhm.
And I love that he's going to
India, China,
India,
and Baltimore.
China, Baltimore.
Yes, that was funny.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Because imagine what his life would have been like if he hadn't met Will and like took him in as a client or a patient, whatever word you use. Like his life still would have been probably very miserable.
Yeah, and he opens the movie with like, "I like my job. Like, I don't need to get a Fields Medal. I'm good teaching at the community college, intro to psychology with kids who are yawning and they don't care." He's like, I like what I do. But he could have been more.
Right.
And I think Jerry is kind of pushing him to do that. And Will is like the first, like, "You've been doing counseling for 20 years, but we've never seen a kid like this." So that's kind of the breakthrough he needed to then relaunch his life in the second half.
Yeah.
I think he also like kind of went through some of his own like counseling too, like opening up about his wife.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm guessing he didn't have a lot of people in his life who he could talk to about that.
Sure.
So,
Right.
Well, he's still wearing a wedding ring. Like,
oh,
he says,
is.
"Oh, I
didn't
am still
notice
married.
that.
My wife's just dead." Like,
Yeah.
oof, that's
Ugh.
it's heavy.
Oh, and he's like, "Would you get remarried?" And he's like, "My wife's dead." Yeah. That's why I said remarried. my wife is dead. Like, basically, like, no.
Yeah, I have a wife.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, exactly. I have a wife.
Mm-hmm.
I love the story he tells about when he met his wife. She walks
Game
into the bar,
6.
and they're waiting for the game. They're going to Game 6 of the World Series, and she walks into the bar, and I had slid my ticket across the table and said, "I got to go see about a girl."
Uh-huh.
That's such a great story, and Will's psyched out about the home run, Carlton Fisk waving the ball fair and all of that.
I wasn't there.
And I didn't go. And Will's like,
What?
"You what?"
I didn't know Pudge was going to hit the
Yeah,
home
exactly.
run.
I didn't know he was going to hit a home run. That's good stuff.
Joselyn, your favorite character?
Probably the girlfriend.
Skylar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you like about her?
That she's a girl. No, mostly that I felt like she like not made him, but like taught him how to like dig deep, and you know what I mean? Because like at the end he obviously goes to her, and I don't think that he probably loved somebody before.
Sure.
And I feel like with her, obviously it was different because he was like, I love her and I want her, and so I can be better than this, and I have more potential than just living where I don't know, where do they live?
Baston.
Well, yeah, but like
South Baston.
Southview.
yes, I was like there's something they say, and I feel like at
By the dog track.
that scene where they're like fighting and she's like, just tell me if you don't love me, and he like throws her up against the wall and is like screaming in her face, and she's just like, just tell me, and I was like,
Sure.
nope. I would have hit him back. Like, he didn't hit her, but like that would have been a done for me. Like I thought that was like scary.
Sure.
Because he was like in her face, and I felt like she was just like, I love him, and like I know he's better than what he's pretending to be, and he can be better, and I love him, and so.
But he's starting to feel something, and the way he
Right.
knows how to handle that is to respond with anger.
And
Yeah.
I like that she brought that out in him, because obviously if it weren't for her, he wouldn't have chosen the way he did. But do you get what I'm saying? Like
I'm trying to think the sequence of events again because I couldn't find the plot. But
Burn.
did that happen before the conversation? It did, because he broke up with her.
Yeah.
And that was part of the conversation with Chucky after they were at work.
That sucks.
So yeah. So
yeah.
so that happened.
Mm-hmm.
That opened the wound.
Mm-hmm.
Chucky pressed on the wound, and Sean
Poured salt on it.
healed the wound.
Well.
Yeah.
Well, then
Because then after he cries
yeah.
in his therapy session, that's the rest of the movie is closure.
Right.
And
Which I
I
felt
think,
like was huge. That
Oh,
moment
yeah.
was huge.
But what I like, to your point about her bringing that out in him, that was the first moment where we see him authentically vulnerable.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then he shuts it down because he's afraid of it.
Yep.
And then Chucky says, "Dude, get it together.
You're better. You can be better.
You're better than this."
Yes. And I liked her for that she was like the one that kind of like initiated it. Because if it weren't for her, he would have never.
Right. And it's
Push through it,
it's a chance encounter in the bar. Right at the beginning.
How does that-
When
He didn't even go after her though.
No.
She walked in and
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
I've been waiting on you.
The part where he goes up and he's like banging on the window. He's like,
You like apples?"
I got a number. How about them apples? And I was like, yes, that was great.
I took you an LOR one time and I said, do you like apples? And you didn't get it. And I forgot that you hadn't seen this movie until just now.
How do you like them apples?
That is funny.
Yeah, I got somebody to convert one time and I did that and he didn't know what I was
like,
talking
I
about.
Get out of
didn't
my
understand the
office.
reference.
You remember that?
Yeah.
That's
funny.
so
I do
funny.
now. Like
Yeah.
you
Oh.
say it, I'm like, oh yeah.
That's what that's from.
How you like them?
What I love about Skylar is she says, if you tell me you don't love me, I won't bother you again. And then he says, I don't love you. And then their next phone call, she's like, hey, I still love you. Like,
Yeah.
and
But
then
he
hangs
called
up.
her.
Yes.
Ah,
Yep.
And he
So-
doesn't say it back. He's just like,
Yep.
bye.
what is, yeah, he's like, I don't even know what he says, but
See you later or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
She could have completely wrote him off and moved to California, and she doesn't. Like, she sticks with it.
She's a good girl.
Yeah. And I think that's why he goes after her at the end, because she didn't write him off.
Right. That's why I liked her. I just felt like she was like, what?
I've gotten laid a few times. Good for you.
Good for you.
I love that. That's so funny. Okay.
Good stuff.
I know what I'm doing. I'm sure you do.
Keep going.
We just killed Joselyn.
Yep.
All right, Ethan, your favorite
You're
character.
welcome.
My favorite character. I got a pile on the Sean bandwagon. I mean, it made me sad to watch a movie with Robin Williams in it.
Yes.
And also, it made me sad for all of us that we don't have Robin Williams anymore. And now think about his character in this movie and what you know, and that changes the weight of his performance in this role, knowing how his life ended.
Sure.
It's just so
Why
tough.
why would you say that right now?
Right?
Do you want us
say
to
that?
cry?
Right? Yes, I do.
We're going to take a commercial break.
Now a word from our sponsors.
Squarespace.
But Sean is he's just phenomenal. He's just absolutely the best role. Like Robin Williams in that role is perfect.
I don't feel like I've ever watched a movie with Robin Williams and been like, I hated him.
Yeah, he was terrible.
Yeah, like I've never felt
I don't
like
think you can.
No, like I said, it just made me miss him.
We got to
Like,
do Patch Adams.
I haven't seen that one. Have we seen Dead Poets?
how about Mrs. Doubtfire?
We could just do a
am
Robin Williams
Jeb.
season 2.
Yes.
Be in.
That'd be fun.
But then every
No,
time
we
we're
could
gonna be like,
just-
"Oh, I miss him."
We
Yeah,
could
we
just
would.
save
We
this
should
movie
be
for
impressed.
that
We
one.
gotta
Yeah.
watch Aladdin. He's a
Yeah,
genie in
yeah.
Aladdin.
I thought that was Will Smith.
In the new
That's
one,
in the real life. Get out.
That one slaps.
You slap. Get out. And not in a good way. Get out.
Whoa.
Ethan's gonna die.
Whoa.
Dead slap 6-7.
Layers.
Shut up, Dad.
did you guys see the part in the movie when Will
Definitely.
was he was solving a proof and they were doing it with that projector, and then there was another professor in there, and he's like, "I can do the sum," and he like went over to the
Just
chalkboard.
kept saying.
That part was so funny to me, and it's so random because it's just one little sentence, but
How
I
about-
thought that was hilarious.
How about Jerry's assistant through this movie? I don't even know his name.
I felt so
but
bad.
he's in
Tom.
a lot. Tom.
Oh,
Was it Tom or Joe?
I don't know.
It's a one
Ben
syllable
Affleck.
word like
Okay,
that.
but so he's
Josh.
with Jerry the whole movie, and he's very supportive. But he always is like sitting in the back of the room, like jealous of Will.
He's
Just
like a
weird.
little mouse.
well,
I
wouldn't
thought.
you be?
It depends on what his role is, right? So I thought he was like the teacher's assistant, and
Yeah, is he not?
yeah, I think
Or
he
is he
is.
like
But
the
why would he be
teacher's pet?
jealous of like a non-student? Like, is he trying
Because
to be
Will's
the
getting
understudy?
all of his attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
From
he's
the
probably
professor.
smartest- and he's like, I'm the
Like
smartest
the
one in
scene when
this
he puts his
class.
arm around Will's chair and he's like
Yeah.
shaking with rage. Like that. I want that to be me.
I can do the sum.
Obviously, you guys didn't think that part's funny, and that's
Amber
fine.
thought it was hilarious.
Amber, do you have a game?
I do have a game.
I forgot. What day
Forgot
is
that
it?
I did not make this game. I have
Chat
played this
GPT
game.
did?
No, I have played this game before with
Skipple.
a big group of friends. It's called
We're gonna have to do-
Psychiatrist.
Oh no.
Presentation.
Okay. So this is how it goes. One person of our group is a psychiatrist.
Okay.
Typically, he or she will leave the room. I'm guessing we can do that without them leaving. But then the group that stays behind all decides collectively on like an illness or a problem that they all share. Psychiatrist comes back in the room and asks us all questions, trying to figure out what illness we have. Okay.
Interesting.
So-
I'm intrigued.
So
Who
like
wants to be a psychiatrist?
if anyone is up for it,
I'm up for it.
okay, Thed.
Because you're the closest to the door
That was aggressive.
So
Yeah.
okay. Oh, we're playing this game because
of that.
Will goes to see a psychiatrist in the
Oh.
movie, by the way. That's where I thought of this.
Cool.
All right.
Ready? Amber, are you afraid of anything?
I'm afraid of the dog.
Okay. Jocelyn.
I'm afraid of spiders.
Okay. Ethan, are you afraid of anything?
I don't like thunder.
See, this is going better. Okay.
Yes.
I think you guys are supposed to be a little kid.
Good job.
Good.
That's snapping, not clapping.
Do we have a
It says
Yeah,
clap
there's
when they get it.
There's an applause.
Thank you.
hit the
Yeah,
applause?
That's not what it,
He
that's not
didn't
what
get it
is.
though.
He didn't get it.
He's close.
Ooh.
He did get it just
Nope.
now, did he not?
Read my Slack.
Oh, he has to guess. Like,
Use
better.
precise words precisely.
Okay.
So snaps means
So
you're close.
it's close to that. All right. Amber, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Well, I willy.
Really?
I kind of want to be, I think, a teacher. Be a teacher. I
Okay.
like my teacher.
Jocelyn, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I think, I would just, I wanna.
Hurry up!
Shh. It's my turn. I think I just I want to wear a pink dress, and
Not job.
it is too, and I want to wear a crown, and I think I want to be a princess.
Ethan, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I like fire trucks.
Okay.
I knew someone was gonna say that.
I
like
think this
turtles.
is a preschooler with a speech impediment. Because none of you can say R's anymore for some reason.
Have you met a preschooler? They can't.
Okay. Is it preschooler with a speech
We're just
impediment?
preschoolers.
Preschoolers. Okay.
Yeah. Good job, Thad.
Megan, stop. Are we doing another one? Can we do another one?
Do you want to do
That's
another
fine.
one?
That's
Yeah.
normal.
Okay.
All right. Jocelyn, what's your favorite food?
Did you say food?
I did.
Do I have to make it, or can we order it in?
I don't care.
Let's just order it. I'm going to close my eyes and you order it. But somebody has to stay awake when the doorbell rings.
Whatever happens, there would better be coffee.
Yeah.
I need coffee.
Are you narcoleptic?
Hey, can you order coffee and I will take an extra shot?
You got it.
Okay.
You got it.
Amber, what do you want?
Which
I think I want.
No, you're in the Target app. It's not in Target.
I will figure it out.
I want you all to stop talking.
So loud. It's so loud.
Are you hungover?
It's I can't even think straight. It's just
Are you Jocelyn?
Okay. Did you order her coffees?
what?
Hey, can you get like a bagel with it? And I think we're out of formula.
It is
Oh my
2:00 in the afternoon.
Are you a new parent?
Last time
We're
I
out of
dreamt,
formula.
I dreamt about bagels. That was a while ago, though.
Can you do? I'll get the bagels. You get the coffee, and maybe if you could just
Does
like,
it involve like physical activity? Like, do I have to walk? I don't have the strength.
I just want you to open the curtains because I think the daylight would help. Just a little bit.
Okay.
Are you a houseplant?
Yeah, we're hungover houseplants. What? God.
You go back to
Yeah,
a new
just
parent.
Ask a
Think
new
about your
question.
life.
Ask a new question.
Think
Okay.
about your life.
Sure. Are you, what's causing your fatigue?
A small child.
Do you know
A very small human.
what day it is?
I don't.
I don't either.
Do you see these
I can't
bags
even-
under my
I can't
eyes?
even
Yeah,
think
I
straight.
think I have big ones too under my eyes.
I don't.
I'm just okay. I'm gonna close my eyes, and you guys can continue the conversation. I don't care.
You're
But just
sleepy
be quiet.
people. You're. I said, are you?
Wait, what's the snap when you're close?
I asked if you were narcoleptic.
Correct. And
Okay,
that's
you're not
close.
narcoleptic. You're not new parents. You're not sleepy.
No, we are
No.
sleepy.
You are sleepy.
The snaps. Yeah.
Are
Snaps mean you're close.
Yeah, getting there.
You're sleepy. Are you somebody who quit coffee recently?
What?
Somebody who gave up caffeine?
Definitely the opposite of that.
I need
if
extra.
it was not for coffee, I would have been asleep 3 days ago.
Correct.
I feel like
That would have
it's
been
Tuesday,
a good time
right?
frame
Yeah.
to fall asleep.
Why did
Yeah.
the paper come?
Do you have
It's
a case of the
Tuesday.
Mondays?
No, the
Okay.
paper comes on Friday, but it's Tuesday.
Yeah, crazy.
Why is the paper here then?
Were you up all
Wait.
night?
Kind of, but
Okay.
like more than that.
Yeah.
Like
Woof.
it's
You just came
like-
off the night shift,
Oh my
maybe?
Yes, I was up all night last night, and then one before, and the one before, and the one before.
Are you
Just
an
can't catch a
insomniac?
break in between.
I just, this little person never stops crying. And it's like I haven't closed my eyes. My brain hasn't stopped going in what seems like years.
Ask another question, Thad.
You're
close.
You're close.
Okay. I asked if you were new parents, and that wasn't it.
No, but you're very close with that.
Are you old parents?
What happens to you when you're a
Hey.
new parent?
You're sleep deprived. You
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. Yeah.
I literally said it.
You did today?
I'm just
Actually-
so
Tired.
tired.
I feel like
not
I
like
haven't.
under,
I
but
feel
like-
like I haven't slept
Like it'd be great
I'm
to go
so
to sleep.
tired, but
in
not
3
under, but like,
days.
tired. Not under, but
Overtired.
Yay!
Overtired was the prompt on that.
Yeah.
I liked that game. It was fun.
Thank you.
Keep that one in mind for the next time. I like that one.
Okay. Estate planning themes and Goodwill Hunting. Go.
Jocelyn's still overtired.
I'm never not overtired.
Thad, when did this movie become an estate planning movie?
Immediately.
Tell me why.
Sure.
Tell
So
me why.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
Tell me why.
Have you seen the Brooklyn Nine-Nine episode of it?
It's number 5. Number 5 killed my brother.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. That's so funny.
sure. So I think
She's muted.
Oh, she's muted. That tell us why the movie became an estate planning movie right off the bat.
okay. I don't know about immediately.
Oh, okay.
The movie opens a lot with like him just hanging out with his friends. I think the estate planning themes they're kind of twofold. First one's going to be Will's upbringing, having essentially nothing, right? Being an orphan, bouncing foster home to foster home, right? I think we see an estate planning theme with Sean, right? Sat in a hospital for 6 years with my wife as she died of cancer, right? But we also see an interesting one with Skylar. She says, hey, I inherited a ton of money from my dad. I think she said $13 million.
Yeah, crazy.
Oh, I was wondering how much. Like, I think I missed that part until they were like yelling at each other.
And she basically says, my parents set this up so I could go to private school and then go to Harvard and then go to get my doc. Like afterwards, she said, my brain's going to be worth $250,000 because my parents set aside money for.
That was a little harsh,
So
wasn't it?
I think there's a couple of themes going on throughout it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the first time we hear an estate planning theme, it's when he meets Skylar,
Mhm.
and she it's subtle, but she says essentially that her parents left her money,
Mhm.
and then you find out more about it later.
Sure.
But I think you hit it on the head. It's her and her inheritance and how that supports her in her education and childhood and all of that. It's Will and his, who's the guardian, ward of the state, who's making decisions for me. He bounces through all these foster homes, and every place he goes, it's abusive and dangerous and whatnot. You hear about Sean and his wife, and there's like medical decisions, and the doctors say this, and there's no such thing as visiting hours, and all of the, the relational things that he
Sure.
kind of, I would say, exposes in his sessions with Will. I think those are the three kind of chief things. You could nice. You could work to pull more out,
Sure.
But yeah, those are the big ones.
Mm-hmm.
I have such a hard time finding the estate planning themes.
You'll get used to it. This is your third podcast.
Yeah.
It's like my 20th.
But that's
and
not
I'm
how I
like,
watch movies. Like, I just
I don't
watch it to
either.
enjoy.
You have to
like-
think about it. And
like,
I don't
yeah.
like that.
It helps if you'd seen the movie before, though, because I knew what was going to happen. So in it, I was diving in and saying, okay, where are the estate planning themes? Kind of like we did with Star Wars, right? Like we'd both seen this movie, but looking at it through that lens, right?
I feel like we should watch a movie that nobody has seen and see if we can.
We
Find
probably will.
Okay.
I still have a goal of doing the Oscar nominees. The
Sure.
problem is they nominate 10 now.
They used to
Why?
only nominate 4.
I know.
Yeah.
I actually looked it up. It for a long time it was 4, and then it changed to 5, and then it has been everywhere between 5 and 10 until like 3 years ago they made it 10 permanently.
Jeez.
There's
Wow.
10
Why? They're not even coming out with
there's
like
10
original
Best
movies
Picture
now.
nominees right now
That's psychotic.
every year. That's crazy.
It used to be like an honor to get nominated, but now it's like
I expect
every movie
it.
last year got
Yeah,
nominated.
because there were 9 movies, so
We had to take one of last year's movies. Okay.
But yeah, I think it'd be cool to do like the Oscar nominees once that list gets announced, which I think happens in January, maybe December, something like that.
Okay.
I looked it up a while back. I don't remember what the specific date was.
Sure.
But they're in the kind of the screening process. Screening works on multiple levels. They're narrowing the list right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
All right.
There's also this fun part where his friends for his birthday get him a car.
Yeah.
My gosh, my friends have never gotten me
yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
Like, hey, we figured you had to drive to your new fancy job now.
I couldn't tell if he was joking, but Chucky says we put it together. Like they pieced this car together from scrap.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah. And his brother's like, hey, I did the whole engine. It's a good engine.
Yeah.
Like this is gonna do well. And then he drives it to California.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's a long drive.
Amber was like, oh, that engine really is good. He's got a long way to drive. And I said, end scene of the movie, him on the side of the road with smoke coming out of his hood.
He's like, dang it.
I love how he gets this gift and he's like, wow, this is the ugliest car I've ever seen.
Runs good though.
Yep.
Yeah. The
Doesn't
speakers
make
are
it
all
pretty.
like the inside is all busted out. Like the speakers in the back window are missing. And
Yep.
But
Yeah.
it's a car and it's his.
yep.
It's probably the first thing he's actually ever owned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen this movie before?
I
You had, but you forgot.
I had, but I
Right,
had forgotten
okay.
the whole dang thing, which is like, what am I doing?
What am I doing?
I don't know, man.
There's another question as Will and Sean are hugging. He's like, does this violate some sort of like confidentiality thing?
Yeah.
Only.
Attorney or the doctor-patient
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
relationship.
That was funny.
That's a great line. But I thought, about some of the documents we write, like what is the confidentiality or
Yeah.
what is the
Yeah.
like rules of conduct when you're interacting with a professional who deals with really personal matters.
Right. Yeah. It's really interesting. I mean, we get very real with people, and not nearly to the extent that Sean and
Sure.
Will get, but I use my own family as examples when I'm explaining concepts and helping people understand how something is going to work for them versus another option. And people have to be authentic, have to be honest about relationships and their families, because if you want to disinherit somebody, you can't just leave them out. You got to be specific. And for me to do that effectively, you got to tell me why. And so sometimes it just gets really, really personal. I get hugs from people at the end of meetings sometimes because it's just like, it's almost like therapy.
Sure.
It's so emotionally charged too.
Yeah.
Depending on the type of meeting you're
Yeah,
doing.
for sure.
So
Especially when we get into the Medicaid crisis planning, when we're helping people figure out how to pay for the nursing home for their spouse, that's tough. And if we can take that pressure off, that's literally a weight that gets lifted.
I was thinking about one of Sean's second or third sessions with Will. He's like, Jerry, I can't talk first. If I talk first, he wins.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought about
We sat and counted the seconds, which is impressive, really.
I thought about like my meetings. Like so many people come in and they're like, just tell me what to do. And it's like,
That's
I got to
not how
know
this
what
works.
you want.
have to
You
talk
have
first.
to talk.
Yep.
Like we can't invent a problem for you and solve the problem.
That's exactly right. We
Yep.
can't invent the problem. We have to get from our clients, what do they want to do? I like to tell people to paint me the picture of what this looks like at the end.
Sure.
Not what the documents are or what they say. Tell me what it looks like. What is your family situation when you're done with all this? Are we driving off into the sunset like Will does? Flying off to China and India and Baltimore? Or are we supported in the things that we're already doing, right? Jerry doing his as a professor and with the Fields Medal and all of that. Like, I mean, that's a little bit of a reach, but it's also very much, there's the dispute between Jerry and Sean through the whole movie of what are we doing for this kid? Why are we trying to help him? Because he needs to use his potential. That's Jerry's position. And Sean just wants him not to be suffering. And those are two very different angles, and their approach ends up kind of with both, right? Because Will goes and gets the job, and he goes and chases down the girl.
Do you feel like that's why Sean had such a good impact on him, because he wasn't inventing a problem for him like the other shrinks were?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
they came in and they're like, I know his whole profile. I know exactly what he needs.
Yeah,
I
see his rap sheet, and I
Yeah.
can tell if I hypnotize him and get him to dig into this this thing that happened to him when he was a kid, that will solve it. If I if he tells me about a dream he had or whatever it is, like, yeah, Sean was just like, who are you?
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's a lot of like what Thad does in his vision meetings too. Is like they walk in, he's like, I need you to tell me, like, just I'm not gonna go in with any preconceived notions of why you're here, what I think you need. Do you need a will? Do you need a trust? Like letting them lead that conversation.
Mm-hmm. It's good. After I watch each film, I decide to rate every movie on a scale of 0 to 10 based on 3 categories that I prefer. It's laughing, crying, and thinking, with 0 to 3 points assigned for each of those categories, with a bonus point for if I would watch the film again. So who wants to lead us off?
I'll go first.
Do it.
Laugh. I thought this movie was very funny.
Okay.
Probably a 2
Great.
because it's not a comedy, but it's definitely got some laughs in it.
Perfect.
Think it probably is a 3 for me. Cry probably a 2, and I actually wouldn't watch this again.
It's okay.
And again, similar to Forrest Gump, I can recognize that this was a good movie, and it's just not a movie I need to see again.
Sure.
That's so
Great.
fair.
So it's a 7.
7. Cool. Jocelyn.
I would do a 2 for laugh, a 1 for cry, a 2 for think, and I would not watch it again.
Okay.
So 5.
5 for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I would also do a 2 for laugh.
Yep.
I would do a 1 for cry because I'm going to bump that up to a 2. 2 for cry. 2 for think. I would watch it again.
7.
7.
Nice. All right. Give me a 2 cry. 2 laugh as well. Again, there are funny lines. There are sad moments, but it's nothing like Notebook sad. It's nothing like Forrest Gump funny, right? Think, give me a 3. Like I said, even these mundane scenes to me just really got to me. Maybe it's life stage. Maybe it's, relatability. I don't know. 3 think for me, and I would watch it again.
It definitely happens. Like it's an everyday story, right? It's not like this quest to
Sure.
overcome some. It's just this guy going through his everyday life and people trying to help him.
Yep.
Jocelyn, did you say 1 for cry? Or did you say 2 for cry?
What did I have, a 5?
You had a 5.
Probably 1 then. I had 2 for laugh, 2 for think, 1 for cry. Why?
Well, because you had a visceral reaction to the scene with Skylar and Will when he kind of loses his temper.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
because that's a scene that I watched, and that's one that comes up in my mind when I think about how I rate it for cry.
Sure.
Right, there's a scene with Sean when he's actually crying. There's the scene with
yeah.
Skylar. There are multiple moments.
I don't know. Like, I didn't
So,
cry.
yeah, no,
like,
I get
think
that.
of it like it was emotional, and like that part where he like loses it on her, I was like, woof. Like,
Yep.
That's
Yep.
bad. I don't
That
know.
was like emotional, but it wasn't like you're like crying. It was more like,
no,
whoa.
and I think of it like if I cry.
Sure, that's
Like
fine.
that's
fine.
that's just how I
I'm just-
like think of it.
I
Like
thought it was interesting. I'm just trying to
like
understand
Forrest Gump,
where you
got
came
a
from.
3 cry because
They're
I
sobbing.
cried multiple times.
sure.
But yes, that part was emotional. And then when he cried with Sean, I was like, that's deep. But also like he's crying, move along. What's next? Good
All right,
pick,
thanks for watching this one.
This was a good one.
Yeah, it was good.
Any final thoughts?
No.
Super. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to 82 Toothpicks. This episode featured your hosts, Ethan, Jocelyn, and Thad breaking down the movie. Want more? Check out Ethan's book, It's Not Too Late, for insights on securing your own legacy. Visit us at heisingalaw.com for all things 82 Toothpicks, including past episodes and more. If you enjoyed the show, follow us wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss an episode. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. You know the drill. And remember, every movie is an estate planning movie.